We're live. Okay. Let's see if we got some people in here. A little unannounced live, but I figure why not? Dum, 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 dum. DF, man, what's up? What's going on? What's going on, Jose? Thank God it's Friday, right? Nothing too much going on. I just kind of wanted to give y'all an hour or so, uh, see what's going on, chop it up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Make a little announcement, but nothing, let y'all kind of know what's going on. Lorenzo, Brian, what's up? What's up? It's raining here today. Anyway, kind of just waiting, see if we get a few more individuals in before I, start kicking it. Then again, like I said, I ain't got too much really to say. Just kind of wanted to reach out, touch base with y'all. I ain't heard from y'all since Monday, right? Since Monday, Maiden Day was up. So that's really the only purpose of this video. On the way to work, bored, figure why not reach out to the fellas and ladies. I don't know if y'all hear the rain, but it's raining. It's all good. I'm about to park anyway. What do I want to park in? No. Kane, what up? Ooh. There we go. All right. What up, Rose? Just parked, so we're good. Anyway, like I said, man, I ain't got much going on myself. Chilling. On my way to work, obviously. What's going on with y'all? Oh, we got 3DBs ranking in the thousands. Whew. Yeah, I think I saw that, man. I think I saw that. So I wanted to give y'all about an hour or so today. Tonight, I will be live, but I won't be on my channel. I'll be on Made for the Ville. He's a Louisville channel. He actually works for or has his own radio station in Louisville, ESPN radio station. And I've been on there before. Been on his radio station as a caller. So we're gonna go over there tonight. Kick it. That's Made for the Ville. With the host Marquise Maven. Good dude, good energy. I like him. He was on the channel last year around the time we got demolished by Louisville. So you guys may remember him. So yeah, that's going to be the plan tonight. Now, the only issue is, I don't want to say it's an issue, but you guys aren't used to me being on that late. I think the time's going to be like 11 o'clock. So it's going to be a little bit of a later stream. That's kind of how he does things over there on his channel. So that's fine with me. If you ain't doing nothing on a Friday night, you ain't got nothing else going on, tune in. come over there. I'll be over there with all the Louisville fans. I don't know how they're gonna treat me. He says that they're gonna be nice, but I don't know how they're gonna treat me. So we'll see. We'll see. So if you got time, you ain't doing nothing, come over there and show some support over there. What you guys saying? Skinner isn't a take for FSU anymore, trending heavily towards UF. When you say isn't a take, that means he's not interested, because the way I understand what you just wrote, Rose, is that FSU wouldn't take him. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know where you heard that from, but saying Skinner isn't a take is kind of false. Like, it's false. Like, I'm not saying that. If you said Skinner, let me take these windshield wipers off. If you said Skinner wasn't interested in Florida State anymore, that would make sense. But saying he's not a take is implying that FSU wouldn't take him if given the chance, and I don't believe that for one solitary second. What's up, Sammy? My Friday again. I'm like 6 hours behind you guys, 6-7 hours. So my Friday's just getting started. What up, Michael? What up, Firewater? Recruiting is the last thing on my mind, because if we don't win, we're going to lose these guys anyway. I heard Skinner was acting a fool after the Notre Dame game on campus. What's going on, No Power? Michael, the good old Michael Langston. Let me see what you got to say, Rosie. Michael Langston reported yesterday because of something happened between FSU and Skinner after the known game. Sounds like some character issues. Look, man. Shout out to Michael Langston. How do I say this? I'll say this the right way. Far be it from me to think a high school kid at a game in that atmosphere would have a damn good time. I don't know what he did. I don't know what the report is that he did. DF said he heard he was acting a fool. What does that entail? Like, what does that mean? I don't know. Was he being rowdy? Don't know. I'm sure 17, 18, probably only 16, 17 right now. Pretty sure he had a damn good time there. To me, it just sounds like a cop-out. And you're free to believe what you want to believe. But after that one, whatever happened, unless he damn murdered somebody, which I'm pretty sure isn't the case, to take that, whatever incident may have happened at the Notre Dame game, and all of a sudden, you're not going to take a talent like that. He's not a take. Again, shout out to Michael Langston, but you guys are free to believe what you want to believe. To me, it sounds like the staff is sort of cutting their losses before a guy that they were trending heavily for all of a sudden goes elsewhere. That's just my opinion, though. That's honestly my opinion. I think they see the writing on the wall there, and they're moving on from, which isn't a bad thing, that the staff decided, you know what, we're losing traction with this kid. Let's just move on elsewhere. But to say he's not a take, I think, is a bit ridiculous. If Skinner wanted to commit, if Skinner announced his commitment tomorrow, you can't tell me Florida State wouldn't honor his scholarship. A top 100 player, the best player at his position in the country. I just don't believe it. It's just my opinion. Just my old honest opinion. What's up, Visions? And what's up, Groy? So that's just my personal opinion. I don't care what he did at Notre Dame game. I'm pretty sure, they had a good time, and maybe he got a little rambunctious. But let's be honest, we need a little bit of rambunctiousness amongst these kids. So I just don't see that's a valid reason. Again, I don't know what he did, but unless he was, hell, I don't know, smashing car windows, just doing degenerate type stuff, which I doubt would happen. Haven't heard of a police report being filed, right? Haven't heard of any charges being filed against Skinner, right? So just being rambunctious at a football event, yeah, and you're not a take because of that. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Again, you guys are fair to believe what you want. The great old Michael Langston was the same guy who said Trey Sanders was on his way to transferring to Florida State, that there was real smoke there. And the great Michael Langston has reported a lot of things. So we'll just leave it at that. I don't believe that for 1 second. What I believe is two things. There's either one or two things. He's either no longer interested in Florida State, or he's still interested, but FSU's falling, and Mike Norvell and company would like to kind of focus their recruiting efforts elsewhere, which to me makes sense. If you don't feel like you're really going to get this kid, why continue to, put a lot of effort into it? At some point, you got to understand in the recruiting game what's coming and what's not coming, and cut your losses. But that's not a take BS. I don't buy. Rose says I would take Skinner regardless of whatever happened. That's just what he was saying. The character issue thing is so overblown. Unless he was a rap sheet, we should sign him. We need more assholes. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. We need some more rambunctious kids. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but something of that nature. We need more of that anyway. I agree. I heard he said he was gonna commit to us, but that was after the Notre Dame game. He could have changed his mind after the last two games. What up, BB? What's going on, Rock? He was probably partying. He was with Hunter and others. War Chant is for entertainment only, not real news. Facts. Only watch War Chant for the interviews. So yeah, just my personal opinion on the whole Skinner situation. That was actually my first time hearing it, so I don't really listen to War Chant. I listen to guys, but I haven't listened to guys in a few. I really haven't listened to anybody this week. I haven't been really wanting to listen to anybody and their takes and whatever. So that was actually my first time hearing about the Skinner thing. And it just doesn't make sense to me to say that he's not a take it doesn't make sense. Facts. We need more dogs and bullies in this program. So I hope Skinner finds the best place for him, but obviously Florida State isn't it. So yeah, man, if you guys are just popping in here, I will be live tonight on Made for the Ville, Louisville channel. Guy covers Louisville sports. Marquise Maben covers Louisville sports. He has an ESPN radio show in Louisville. I've been on that show as a guest caller. He's been on this show last year around the Louisville game. I don't know if it was exactly after the Louisville game, but I know he's been on this show. We've talked. I'm going to go over there tonight. The only thing is it's a late show. So it's going to be at like 11 o'clock. I don't know if that's 11 o'clock Eastern or Central. It could be 12 o'clock Eastern because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Louisville is Central time. So it might be so it's gonna be not late for me. Obviously, it's gonna be like perfect time for me. For you guys, again, if you're up late, not doing nothing, it's on a Friday night. Come kick it. Come over there, show the support. I'm gonna need some Seminole backup over there, but good vibes. I expect a little bit of trolling, but nothing too crazy. That I don't really. When I've been in his chats, I don't really get that vibe. This isn't going to be your FSU Miami type live stream where you guys have to, go blow for blow. This is going to be more so chill, have good conversation, good stuff. I think I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So come over there tonight. Since it's going to be so late, that's why I decided to go live at this time. Figured I'd give you guys about an hour or so just so we can talk about what's going on, man, and see how your Fridays are going. Did you see Duffy's post today? Caption was home. Hopefully he stays. Duffy and Hunter are saying all the right things. McCall has been saying all the right things as well. I would still say I'm not going to call anybody a liar. I would also still give this little disclaimer. These are 17-year-old kids, man. Their minds are going to change. I'm not saying anybody's decommitting. I'm just saying if they eventually open it up, because I'll be honest, I expect us to lose to Louisville. I'm just being real with you. I expect us to start the season 0-4 and maybe get a first win against Syracuse. But just being honest there, these kids are going to change their mind. Now, whether or not it's those specific kids or some other kids, FSU will have decommitments. But so far, the kind of core of the class, the bell cow, so to speak, your Travis Hunters, your Sam McCalls, and your AJ Duffys, have all said the right things, and all of them have seemed to be locked in. So, yeah, that's all I will say is, man, don't get too upset when something happens because it's kind of bound to happen. Need more bullies for sure. The mentality overall is soft. Tired of hearing about players' moms crying on social media because their sons didn't play well and fans are on their head afterwards. At least we know Hunter and Duffy are locked in. What time does it start? Like 11 o'clock. What channel? I'll be on. It's called Made for the Ville. If I was on my computer, actually, I'd drop a link. But I'm not. I'm on my phone. But if you go click on that community post, I posted, it's either yesterday or the day before. I think it was Wednesday. I put a link to his channel in there. So that's the channel I'll be on. We need to start a GoFundMe to keep FSU recruits in the fold. I'll throw a few dollars for Travis Hunter. We have adults switching up their whole opinion on the program after 3 games. Wouldn't be shocked if kids were to do it. Can't worry about it as fans right now since they're saying the right things. How much money we gonna give them? I'll give Hunter a rack to stay. He can have. I don't think he wants your kids, man. I heard Leonard Taylor's trending towards UF with the recruitment from friends. I heard something about him as well. Like he's not happy over there, and I'll speak on that as an outside guy. As I'm not a Miami fan, obviously, and I don't know what their opinions are on the Leonard Taylor situation. I know Maiden, Dade, and Kane Zay were in here, so they can speak up if they have something to say. But I'm sick of all this soft bullshit. I'm sick. Like I try my hardest not to really come at kids. I only like to come at kids for their play on the field. I think I'm pretty consistent. Like I will criticize how you play football all day, every day. Because if you can't handle it in college, you're damn sure not going to be able to handle it at the next level. But I try my hardest to never go after kids personally. So I don't want to make this seem like I'm saying something about Leonard Taylor personally, because I'm not. I'm more so talking about the whole mindset around these young kids nowadays. I feel like that whole mentality of if I don't get on the field, I'm finna go quit and go. So I think that is some soft BS, bro. I think that is garbage. Leonard Taylor committed to this staff in this school. Now, granted, maybe he's not playing. Well, and I don't think he has played a snap so far this year. I understand the frustration to some degree, but there was a time where freshmen didn't play. You had to be an excellent freshman to play football. I'm not saying he's not excellent, but I know he was a 5-star and all of this other stuff. But he was also a little undersized coming out of high school for a defensive tackle. 250, 260, somewhere around that. You know, to quit. I don't care if he stays at Miami or not. This isn't, for me, it's not a Miami thing. I could give a damn less. Hell, by all means, leave the program. I'm simply speaking of the mentality of, well, I'm not getting my way, so let me go somewhere else. I really despise it. And the only position that I ever condone that is quarterback, because you can only have one. So I'm fine with the quarterback saying, man, if I can't get no burn, I got to go find me somewhere I can get burn. But defensive tackles rotate all the time. Running backs, receive, you know, these other positions on the football field, you need depth and you rotate. That man's a freshman. He's been in college all of what? Was he an early enrollee? I don't know. Even if he was, let's say he was an early enrollee. Man still hasn't been in college a year. And you're ready to quit on this team, the guys you committed to. You're ready to quit because you can't get no playing time. Now, granted, I don't know all the situations behind the scenes. Maybe the relationship with the coach, maybe he was lied to. Maybe he was promised some things. Well, guess what, guys? You get promised stuff in recruiting all the time. So, again, this isn't a personal attack. I try my best not to personally attack anybody. But I just, that mentality is like, well, nothing's going my way. Let me go somewhere else. You just want to go to Florida. Why? Because they're winning. That's what it seems like to me. Why is UF an option? If you really want playing time, Leonard Taylor, go to FAU, go to FIU. Stay in South Florida. Go to one of those schools. USF could need you. I don't know. Here's my little opinion on that. Doesn't mean anything anyway. Our game versus Miami will be an awful game, bro. We suck, and it'll be very hard to watch. King also supposedly is done for the season. If King is done, we might have a chance. If the D line can play like they did against Notre Dame, because Van Dyke blows, Garcia should be ahead of him on their depth chart. It's going to be interesting to see how Garcia, that's another freshman. If King is really done for the season, that quarterback competition is going to get interesting to see how they manage it. I think we're going to see if Garcia is the real deal, sooner rather than later. Facts, POLK. I hate when kids do that, bro. Like, get to work, grind, you will play. The kids call it keeping options open. We call it quitting. And again, like I said, man, if you're a quarterback, I'm more lenient towards quarterbacks. I understand, like, hey, you got to get out there and got to play. But then all them other positions, man, you can make a name for yourself, whether you're a starter or not. I don't think they will fire Dillingham, but I could be wrong. But I think Fuller, Marv, and Dugans. Is Demore Tate healthy next year if we can keep Hunter and McCall? We got Tate, Hunter as corners, McCall, Williams as safeties, and Knowles as a nickel. Robinson only has a year left. I haven't heard that Demore Tate isn't healthy. Right, Kingsley? What up, Peter? Soon the average college football player will transfer at least. It seems like at least once. I think that is actually might be a very accurate prediction. Like the average college football player will probably transfer at least once in their career. We've gone from a time where people rarely transfer to, like you said, I think the average college football player will transfer at least one time in their career. That's why I didn't understand why Quayshawn sat with the Alabama versus into the Alabama versus UF game. I promised this Redbone everything she wanted. Once she committed, I broke all the promises. That's just how it goes. That's a different conversation. Yeah, I agree. Been in college for 3 months. I don't care how many stars by your name. Doesn't mean you can play right away. Miami rush defense is terrible. Players get benched and hit the portal right after the game now. That's true. That's absolutely true. Hell, we saw it with our own. Lucas got benched against JSU, and that following Monday he was out the program. That's the truth. Why aren't we playing him? Jones, Brownlee, J are all ranked in the thousands. I don't know. With the new rule, kids can transfer one time with immediate eligibility. Is going to kill/derail programs. Yeah, I don't mind the transfer rule, but I knew it was going to open kind of Pandora's box, if you will. You feel me? So I like the rule. I like the fact that they can transfer without losing eligibility, because I think that should be the case. What happened though, obviously, like I think Firewater said it. Now kids are not, and this all just goes back to society, man, and how society is. It's like, and the way how recruiting has blown up into this like conglomerate in and of itself. These kids are feeling themselves before they ever step foot on a college campus. These kids feel like they have already proven that they think they are here before they ever even step foot on a campus. So once they get to a campus and come to find out, well, you're not really where you thought you were. Now it's, hey, I'm going to go transfer and play football somewhere else, right? So I feel like, I feel like I don't know if it's ruining the game. Again, I like the fact that I always want the players to have those options, and the fact that a player can, like a coach can leave mid-season and go coach somewhere else without any repercussions other than financial repercussions, and that doesn't go on him. That goes on the program, the school that's trying to hire him away, or vice versa. I think it's a good thing that the kids are able to leave without having to lose a year, but I also think that that's kind of attributed to this mentality of, let me hop from school to school and see if I can make a name for myself. And, you pick the school you pick for a reason. I have to believe that when you commit to a Florida State or a Miami or one of these upper level programs, you do understand that there are other scholarship players on there. So, I don't know. Again, not attacking Leonard Taylor personally, but 3 games into the season and he's talking about transferring just because he ain't cracked the field yet. I don't know. I find it weak. And then again, I will say this. I don't know what conversations he had with the staff. I don't know what his relationship is with the coaches. Those things are all legit reasons why maybe he could be looking to go elsewhere. I don't know those things. I'm just talking about on the outside looking in. I think 3 games in, you guys are struggling a little bit. You ain't played yet. You want to leave. I think that's kind of weak sauce. That's just me. What up, AR? Did you see Warren Thompson isn't doing so? I saw he's caught a pass. So I caught a pass for a touchdown. I think FSU fans are starting to overblow this Warren Thompson and this DJ Matthews stuff. I'm excited that they're having success. Don't get me wrong. But FSU fans are acting like Warren Thompson and DJ Matthews are out there putting up 150 yards a game, 5 touchdowns, like if they're just killing. Guess what? Warren Thompson, while he had a ton of drops for us, he did make some solid catches. DJ Matthews had some solid plays for us. So nothing's really changed. But I'm glad to see they're doing good stuff. The transfer portal is just like targeting. It's taking the true essence of college football Crazy fact, of the 24 new coaches from 2020 and 2021, only 2 coaches are winless. Ain't that something, Terry? Griffiths is at Garden City Community College. Didn't Griffiths get arrested? He had something like that. Something like that. I don't know. I don't want to say he got arrested because I don't know. I do remember seeing something with the domestic or something that he had going on. So, something like that. One more catch than he had here. Yeah, that's true. What's up, dang bang? Yeah, Thompson just got put on scholarship. Good for him. Yeah, good for him. Like I'm not rooting for DJ and Warren Thompson to not be successful. I honestly am not. I just think people are overblowing. If they had that, it's like they're doing what they're supposed to do as wide receivers, and I guess our wide receivers have been so inept at that's why we're looking like, oh snap, wide receivers actually catch footballs nowadays. Ain't that crazy? I don't know, Polk. These days, when I hear smoke about players transferring and they aren't starting at the time, I assume it's playing time issues. You don't see starting players transferring like that. I mean, you're not wrong, but even if you're not starting, like, imagine if Eddie Goldman decided, oh, Timmy Jernigan's ahead of me. I'm not gonna see any burn. Let me transfer out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You're not starting. Well, guess what? Work your way into the starting rotation. That's just my opinion. Like, everybody doesn't start year one. Some do. Most don't. Okay, yeah, I know it was some kind of domestic issue. I didn't know if he had got arrested, though. Warren Thompson's from Armwood. Yes, he is. I'm glad he's figuring things out. Absolutely, because he really didn't. I mean, Warren Thompson was a complete mess at Florida State, if we're just being honest. So I'm glad he's at Arkansas and he's finding his way, because not only did he not produce on the football field, he was a mess, and his mother off the football field. So, yeah, wish him the best, honestly. Like, you're getting significant reps, there's no issue. And they're a leader in buying in. No reps, and there's always a bunch of issues. All of this. Yeah, exactly. No reps, and all of a sudden, all these problems arise. Maybe you just need to look in the mirror, man. Again, but maybe that's just the old school mentality of myself, personally. Again, quarterback is the only position I give a pass to. If you are a quarterback, I understand not trying to sit 2 or 3 years, especially in today's football climate. Teams take flyers on quarterbacks, man. So you want to put as much tape out there as possible. I understand that. But every other position, man, you're going to get your time. Rose, I thought Norvell has better staff than Willie. Interesting conversation there. Simplify Water, I'm in Tampa. What I'm surprised so far, no decommitments, that the recruit class is still intact. How long does it last? I think because I think the decommitments just having so if you're a Florida State fan, I would say that there's a couple players that I would probably be expecting decommitments from. So Ba has been rumored for a while now, so I'll just put him out there. Again, don't know, may or may not come to fruition, but Ba's been rumored for a hot minute. So I'll just throw that out there. But one of the big ones that I think we can kind of expect is Travion Williams, that kid out of Mississippi. Now, I know he has a good relationship with Jerry Jones, but honestly, I don't know how much longer Jerry Jones is going to be here, because that boy, garbage. But anyway, the kid out of Mississippi, Travion Williams, the fact that Ole Miss has been good this year. I haven't followed Mississippi State. I don't know what they got going over there. But just the fact that Ole Miss is good, If Ole Miss puts the pressure on for him, they're probably going to take him away. Mississippi is one of those states that I don't know why the kids like refuse to leave that state. But kids do not like leaving the state of Mississippi. I don't know why, but they're those top kids stay in the Mississippi schools. Or maybe it's a matter of pride, or I don't know. So Travion Williams, if you said what would be the first FSU decommitment, I would have put money on Travion Williams. That's who I would put money on. Just because of the Mississippi and all that stuff. Other than QB, I don't see a rush to play as a true freshman. I don't get it. A lot of NFL players didn't play as freshmen in college. Many didn't play as sophomores. Everybody has their time. I mean, I agree with you, but again, we're in this society where, everything is instant. Everything is at your fingertips, so to speak. Like I remember when I was in school, and people who are older than me will know what I'm talking about. But when I was in school and you had to do a research paper, you actually had to go get an encyclopedia or get textbooks or go to the library and actually get books and read this stuff and then write like a paper on it. And nowadays, you could just Google shit. Oh, when did this happen? Let me Google it real quick. Like, I don't know, we've taken out the work to get where we're trying to go. Like, we've taken away that work ethic, in my opinion. And I'm not saying these kids don't have work ethic. Obviously, these kids put in a lot of work to get where they've gotten, but they think that work is enough, and it's not. Sometimes you got to put in even more, if you feel what I'm saying. Who said Norvell had a better staff than Willie? I mean, I think in totality, he does. If you want to just go coach for coach. If you just want to go coach for coach, I think in totality, he does. Let's go. Okay, Mike Norvell and Willie Taggart, we'll say there was a wash. I mean, Dillingham's probably better than Walt Bell. Like, I don't know. But I will say Kendall Briles was a good hire, in my opinion. He just wasn't allowed to do what he wanted to do. Wide receiver coach. His first wide receiver coach Willie had was your boy. I forget his name. What the freak was his name, man? Anyway, the first wide receiver coach was a wide receiver coach by default because he couldn't hire one. Coach Pimp at running back coach, yeah, garbage. Lockett was good, and every offensive line coach that Willie brought in was trash. He had Odell coaching the entire D-line, so that's a wash there because we still got Odell. I think JPP is better than maybe any of the coaches that Willie had on defense, if I'm being honest. We didn't have a secondary coach under Willie Taggart. And Raymond Woody, while I think he was a solid recruiter, I don't know how good of a coach he really was. So I don't know, man. Honestly, we can call it a wash if you want. Harlan Barnett and Adam Fuller. Harlan Barnett, I'll give a nod. I'll give this much of a nod over Adam Fuller. But ultimately, I think you can call those two coaching staffs a bit of a wash. Both were trash, if we're being honest. But at least Mike's putting out a full staff. Willie didn't have a secondary coach or a wide receiver coach in his first 2 years. Willie didn't put together an entire staff, man. And don't even get me started on Alonzo Hampton. All about humility. Proud to be a part of the program they've grown to love. These are the ones who will stay. Bro, we got a tight end commit who isn't even playing tight end for us. If you're talking about that Courtney kid, I actually think he plays quarterback for his high school. Chris Rock said Mississippi is like a long ride on island before you get to the resort. How many more games do you see Fuller? I'm surprised he hasn't been fired. I think Fuller's gonna. At this point, if you haven't let it would have to take like. I keep wanting to say, well, it can't get no worse, but but obviously we know, right? I would say, unless Fuller has a game where, like maybe Louisville or Syracuse throws up 50, Fuller probably lasts the entire season, and then hopefully they make some adjustments from there. Rose, I was led to believe that. Seemed like they get along. They know what they're doing. Coach better practices, more enthusiastic. Willie's staff was terrible after DC and OC. I will never miss the duck and roll Willie O-line did. Norvell got that sweet talk. He's recruiting out of his ass, and he filled the staff. Yeah, Courtney plays QB, but we're having him play tight end. Like, bro, save a tight end scholarship for an actual tight end. I don't think he's an actual quarterback. That's why they're trying to move him to tight end. Lose to UMass and has all hell not already broken loose? But I get what you're saying. Like, if you lose to UMass, I don't know how anybody makes it to the next game. Like, Mike is the only guy whose job I think is secure. If you lose to UMass, you're not wrong. Like, I think if Fuller's gonna get fired, if you lose, I can't even like fathom what I'm even trying to say right now. Like, you lose to UMass, I don't know how you are able to not make drastic changes at that point. It's definitely a wash. Only thing that could tip the scales is that Willie may end up with a better record. Oh, he's going to end up with a better record at Florida State. No, you're right about that. But that has nothing to do with whose staff was better. Again, I keep saying this, and it's not trying to give an excuse for Mike, but it's a fact. Willie took over an extremely talented football team. All those guys that we were just talking about, the DJ Matthews and the Warren Thompsons, Levante Taylor, Cam Akers, Kalen LeBourne, DeAndre Francois, all those guys. And I'm missing a boatload of other guys, Marvin. Yeah, Willie took over a team stacked with all of that. I just said a bunch of 5 stars, bro. That was the team Willie took over. That was what everybody was saying when Willie took over. Like, you're getting a Ferrari. Can you just not wreck it? He drove that hoe right off a bridge. If you lose to UMass, I'm getting the boys and we're storming Fuller and Dillingham's office. Where's Rick Trickett at? He was our O-line coach. Rick probably retired, man. Rick Trickett, old ass, needs to retire. Is it me or does the office look different? The play calling was Norvell more involved. The offense definitely looks different from last year. Now, I think a part of that is because I honestly feel like from what I've seen from the offense is that they are trying to appease multiple players instead of going with the best, in my opinion. You're rotating quarterbacks constantly. You've been rotating running backs inconsistently. Like, you're not rotating the top guys or the guys that have the hot hand. You take the hot hand out and put in a cold guy and wonder why we get stopped on the 3rd and 2, right? Those type of things are what I see that has kind of changed in the offense. I don't blame you, bro. I believe the reason Trent Talley hasn't been on lately because they're adding a new addition to the family. Okay, well, congratulations to him if that's the case. I don't know what's happening, even though the offense wasn't amazing last year. It was better. Just stop. What up, Tyler? What's going on with you? Y'all not losing to UMass. That's like Miami losing to Central Connecticut. Wait, what? Shout out to Big Marv on the Eagles practice squad. putting feelings over wins, not a good choice. I mean, that's just what I see from the outside. I've yet to be able to comprehend or understand why they're making the personnel changes they're making on offense. So until I can understand it, I'm just kind of spitballing and thinking like trying to please people. I don't know. But you can't convince me or help me understand why you needed to. Like, we went into the season saying, pick a quarterback. I wanted Milton. Other people wanted Travis. But regardless, people were saying pick a quarterback and ride with that quarterback. And they did exactly what we said we didn't want to see. They literally rotated. We literally started rotating the quarterbacks every other series and even put them on the field. Like, we literally started doing BS with the quarterback position. And we wonder why this offense is out of sync and looks the way it does. Milton bounces back big tomorrow since he knows it's a game. It's his game all game. I hope so. I think we're going to lose tomorrow. But, Johnny, I hope we can win it. If we can win tomorrow, I'll feel a lot better about maybe 4 or 5 games. I just believe that defensively, every quarterback that every time we say, well, a quarterback's not that good, they come against Florida State and somehow end up a Heisman contender after the fact. So I think Cunningham's going to look like Lamar Jackson. I'm telling you all, portal has closed the gap in D1, FCS, and all levels of football. Obviously, the elites are the elites, but the lower tiers of football, anybody. Well, it's kind of always been that, if you want to be honest. Everyone in the media agreed with me. This team looks small. Y'all still on that? Okay, I'm not even going to address that. We still talking about size of kids. Milton better ball out. We are going to need it, but who knows at this point. I said it all off season. Pick a guy and you roll with them. Yep. How many times do we have to watch a QB carousel completely kill the football team? Not to give any excuses for Fuller, but 6 turnovers, even if you count the roughing the kicker, they were on the field a whole lot. It's not, Jeff, it's not. When I talk about Fuller, I'm talking about more than just the situations that he's like put in. I completely agree with you about the turnovers and them being on the field a lot. So that's not wrong. I'm talking about the personnel use, the scheme, the lack of adjustments that I'm seeing. Let's just talk about Wake Forest. Number 9 had over 130 yards in the first half. At no point did we rotate a safety over top. At no point did you try to give Brownlee any help. No, at no point did you switch corners and say, well, Brownlee's not getting it done. Why don't we try a guy like Travis J? I want to know who Travis J pissed off. Why not only is he no longer a starter, they don't even list him as an or. He's completely second string. I would love to know who Travis J pissed off. But why we didn't say, okay, well, Travis J's a bigger corner. Maybe he can play a 6'5" guy a little better. The lack of adjustments and all of that is baffling to me. That's where I criticize the defense. But you're not wrong when you say, you're not wrong when you talk about those turnovers not helping a defense. You're absolutely not wrong. Louisville's QB won't have to, and he's going to run all over us. Watch. If we lose tomorrow, it's going to be real bad. It's already real bad, guys. Get that stuff out your head. If we lose tomorrow, it's going to be real bad. We are 0-3 and we lost to Jacksonville State. It's already bad. It's already bad. It's 0-4 worse than 0-3? I mean, I guess. It's already bad. Our guys literally gained weight. Bro, I'm not talking about that weight stuff no more. I'm not talking about that. That's for people who don't even know what they're talking about, man. If we get pressure on Cunningham, he will turn the ball over. It's the schemes. Deion Sanders can coach this team back to prominence. His coaching decisions are brain dead. Agree. Tomorrow's game will definitely show us if the team has bought into the coaching scheme. It's not about the team buying into the coaching scheme. It's about coaching around what your players can do. You don't force your players to adjust to you. You don't do that. You adjust to what your players do well. You start trying to force your players to adjust to what you're trying to run, they're thinking too much. You evaluate a player, you figure out what that player does exceptionally well, and then you call a game or create a game plan catered to his skill set, not vice versa. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I agree with you. Fuller's making bad calls too, but I'm just saying there's situations that happen. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Deion Sanders, JSU team averages like 10 penalties and 4 turnovers a game. Why do we want? I don't know. We had a whole argument about Deion an episode or two ago, and some of these things I've refused to argue anymore. But I think it's time to play Hunter Washington. I think it might be time to see a few of those freshman DBs. Then I also say, but for what though? So they can be used in the exact same messed up situations that Brownlee and Travis Jay and Jerry and Jones and Miko Dotson are being used in. I honestly don't believe. I know people want to see these youth movements and they want to see other players. I honestly do not believe it's the players. Never have. Never have. I just feel like that's an excuse. Somehow FSU is the only team in all of college football that every player, every 4 or 5 star player they've recruited has been a bust. We're the only school that people want to tell me that the players suck. It's not the coaching. The players just aren't good. And I don't understand it. We're the only team that every 4 and 5 star is just bad. We just recruited a bunch of bust. Wake Forest can recruit 2 and 3 stars, and all of those guys were gems. But FSU recruiting still one of the top 3 or 4 teams in ACC wise and talent wise, but none of these guys can play football. None of them can play football. I just find that a little bit crazy. But that's just me. That's just me. Salute to you. Thanks, man. I can't think of his name at this moment, but I think the defense coordinator at Georgia, Lanning. If you're going to replace Fuller, you need to go with someone good like that. Norvell and Lanning have a relation. Obviously, Lanning used to coach under him. The problem with that is, if you're Dan Lanning, I mean, you've got a juggernaut over there defensively with Georgia. Do you really leave that? I guess it would depend on how much you like Mike. And if you want to continue to coach with Mike, I think that would be, that's where I would go with it. I don't know if Lanning's a viable option or a realistic one, but it couldn't hurt, right? Bro, Tate Washington knows we are who we think we are. I think it came back to coaching. Facts. Look at Maryland, Northwestern last year, MSU. They don't recruit like us, but it's the coaching. They are disciplined and they got good schemes. We got out coached by Jacksonville State, Wake Forest, so don't tell me it's talent. I agree, man. Jacksonville coach said it himself. Like, if there's not any more damning evidence than the Jacksonville State coach said, well, they kept giving us the same, this is like basic football 101, people. I don't think you have to be John Madden to understand that the Jacksonville coach in his post-game presser said, well, they kept giving us the same look. We had it open, we missed it, so we just went back to it and got the touch. That's about as basic as it gets. Northwestern alum donated $400 million last week. Shout out to Northwestern. Wish we could get something like that. But yeah, like I was saying, man, tonight at about 11 o'clock, I'll be on Made in the Ville, or Made for the Ville. The link is on that community post that I posted a day or two ago. We're going to be talking Louisville, Florida State. So by all means, man, Florida State fan, come over there and support. Show up in that chat and don't let them bully me too hard. So that's just for you guys if you didn't know. And that's why I wanted to come live today, because we're going on late tonight. So I figured I'd give you guys something in the day. So if you can't make the late night show, it's all good. It's all good. I know it's a little later than we usually do, but that's going to be on his channel. So either way you slice it, it's coaching. Coaches pick what players to recruit and offer. Coaches set up the practice, and the coaches call the plays. The coaches pick the starting lineup. Repeat. Northwestern lost to Duke. Norvell is the head coach. Couldn't talk to whoever and the headset and say, don't call. Man, I don't know. I'm starting to think Norvell and Manny might be related. I don't know. Northwestern alum is full of writers, mega famous. That's true. Like Michael Wilbon, I think, went to North. But he's right. A lot of Northwestern writers, journalists, all work for like ESPN and make a lot of money. So what's good, Panama? I feel good about FSU's chances again. I hope so. I don't, but I'm glad you do, because it doesn't matter what I feel. You feel good. I don't. And again, I'm going to keep that same energy until they prove me wrong. They got to be cousins. And I don't know. I don't know what they are. They're a pain in the ass, though. So that's really all I got, man. Just want to give y'all about a good hour. Oh, Jeff never fails me. Shout out to my man, Jeff. No comment. But he comes in with the $20. Appreciate you, Jeff, man. As always, I really appreciate you. I gotta say, Jeff, you've donated so much. I gotta send you something just off GP for free. Like, I just gotta send you something for free. When I figure that out, we're gonna hash out those details, man.
My name is Jeff.
What's up, Phil? But yeah, not gonna be on here too much longer. I'm supposed to be at work, but nobody bothers me. I'll show up when I show up. Actually, somebody text me. Hold up. Okay, I'll check that in a minute. But yeah, man, let me it doesn't matter with a score prediction, we're gonna lose. But I'm gonna head out here, man. I've been on an hour. I just want to give y'all a nice little hour. Now catch me tonight again, Made for the Ville. We'll be over there. Catch me over there. Appreciate you. As always, man, keep your head up. Keep your head up, Seminoles. It's your boy POLK. We out here, man. We are out here.